What is it? Can you tell? Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. You are looking at the black box containing the AMAZFIT GTS. Oh, we've been waiting a long time for this one, and we have it in, but we have it in just barely in time for the holiday season. So I'm going to do an unboxing for you right now, right away, so you can know what you might be getting if you decide to pick this thing up. It comes in its traditional white AMAZFIT box, and there it is. It is available right now from GearBest. Check out the show notes for the best deal we've got going and a coupon discount. It's a 1.65-inch AMOLED display GPS smartwatch with 12 different sport modes. Really waterproof, 5 atmosphere. Here's the overall general specs for the thing. 348 by 442 screen resolution, little bit of memory in it to handle all this kind of stuff, and vibration alert, health tracker, heart rate monitor, 220 milliamp hour battery, gonna give you about 2 hours charging time and 14 days of standby use. Silicone silicone band. I'd love to have a silicone battery, actually. Aluminum alloy case and so forth. Let's get into it. I love it. The presentation is phenomenal, but we've already unboxed it in another video. So if you want to see the unboxing, check that one out. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one after this. Whoa, what about the manual? Well, here it is. It's a little book, lots of different languages, and English is the first one. You got the about the watch, how it operates, what the things are. You've got a QR code, which is what you're going to need to download the AMAZFIT app. That's what it's going to tether to on your Android phone. Information about charging the watch, and again, make sure you get those pins lined up. Disassembly and assembly of the watch strap. It's definitely removable with quick release buttons on the side. Regulatory notice that we get from AMAZFIT and all these other kind of regulationary stuff. And that's pretty much all that's here. Recycling information. And they figure that the rest of it you'll be able to figure out once you turn the thing on and tether it to the app. Remember, with AMAZFIT, you do need to tether to the app before you can even use the device. And in order to do that, now we go to another language, you're going to need to create an account. So be prepared, be on the internet, on your phone, download the app either through the show note link or through the QR code that we showed you here on the screen. When you get it downloaded, then you're able to set up your own account and proceed from there, okay? So let's turn this silly thing on. Here we go. Press the button and hold says AMAZFIT. As it's booting up, I want you to take a look. You can see the screen from all kinds of angles. It's a nice thin little watch. There it is. It's already up. Bright, then dim, and then it'll turn itself off. The TPU band is very, very smooth and easy. Fully flexible, fully removable, really nice watch. Let's dig into this. Here's the opening screen. I press the button, turn it off, press to turn it on. I'll show you the long press in a moment. We're going to slide down. You get into a page that says it's the current date, a flashlight that brightens the screen. Whoa, nice. Do not disturb mode. Your auto brightness is right here, and you can, of course, adjust it as you would like. There we go. Turned it off, and now we're back up to a little bit brighter, easier to see. Okay, if that's too washed out, we'll change it. And then this lock, I really like this. Now the screen is completely locked. You're not going to accidentally bump something and go somewhere. So if you want to be in a timed event, you can lock the screen out, press the button, immediately unlocks it. And that is the top section. By the way, once you're up here, you can't slide any further other than down. If I go to the left, I go into heart rate, step count, and back to time. And likewise here. So you have 3 screens that you rotate through horizontally, and if you slide up, now you get into all the fun. Here are all the different apps. You've got basically a workout, and when you get in here, he says, come on, workout. There we go. You have a choice of all these different things: an outdoor run, walking, cycling, treadmill, indoor, which does not use GPS, open water swimming, pool swimming, elliptical trainer, climbing. You've got trail running on this one, skiing even, and then overall freestyle. And any of these that you go into, if it needs GPS, it'll grab GPS. For example, outdoor cycling, it's attempting to get the GPS signal. When it locks in, you get a go button, boom, and you can start your workout. Now we're back to the beginning. Status tells you your pedometer stuff over the last few days and whatnot, and hours, with summaries. And I'm really reviewing this thing kind of fresh right now for the day, and it starts over at 0. So there's nothing there. Neither is there in my pie. Personal activity information or something like that. They've coined a special word, and you can earn pi over a week, and then you've got goals to try to increase that. And in essence, it's a way to try to help get you back on target to doing the proper exercise without forcing it down your throat. You get the option of doing it spread out over time. Here's your basic heart rate. They want you to wear it on your wrist. It's using green diodes to do it with sensors on the side, say check mark, and it'll do a continuous heart rate chart for you right here on the screen. And I think that was all we've got there. Wait a minute, come back here. Oh, okay. It'll calculate your resting heart rate, relaxed, and your daily level of activity. So light, intense, aerobic, anaerobic. All this based on your personal information that you put in, I believe, in the app that will set it so that you have those category windows specific for your age, gender, and weight, those kind of things. Now you got activities. And these are the different things that you've done. And I've done a few of them wearing this band, and this is really fun. Here's a cycling. There's the actual track of the cycling. Its duration, distance, average speed, maximum speed. You should see Mr. Tix when he's pedaling at 52 miles an hour as a passenger in a car. Ooh, that's why my heart beats no more than 76. Hey, I'm doing the best I can. This is where it's really wild. It looks like I was on a rocket ship. I'm not sure what's going on here, but it said I climbed 38,000 yards. That's really impressive. I'm not sure if that data is incorrect or just where it's coming from. But it does say your total ascending and total descending was this, and this might be total up and down added together, but still it's way different. So kind of questioning that one. And then again, when you're working out, it's going to give you your actual heart zones and percentage or actual minutes that you spend in each of those with a circle that's showing your uphill, downhill, gradient, flat ground, and so forth. Was there more there? Let's see. I love it. So I want you to see all of this stuff. Yeah, heart rate. Okay, there's the actual heart rate chart over the time, and here's the speed chart over that time. And the same thing's going to be with walking and running, except it'll be pace probably instead of speed. And then here's your altitude gain and loss information as well. And you can throw the thing away, or you can keep it and sync it over to your phone, of course. Here's a walking path layout. It was only 12 minutes long. This is more realistic because I actually did walk this. Heart rate and so forth. It keeps pushing me out of here. Maybe I'm sliding slightly. There's the heart rate information is on here. It was all light. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. You're on video. Now, heart rate. Okay, and that's it. Then there's the heart rate, because there isn't any altitude change or any of that other stuff going on with that one. And another bike run and so forth. So all of that's activities, and then you've got weather, and it's for your specific area, and I have it set to British English Fahrenheit readings. So we've got that. You've got your forecast information, the current wind, and so forth. After weather, you've got music for music control player. When you're connected to your phone, which we will be here shortly, notifications pushed, alarms, event reminders, and more. In the more, look at this. We've got an onboard compass that if you go in that figure 8 thing, it should calibrate and it'll vibrate for you, and it'll show you. I'm sitting in the north, and it's, of course, pointing that way is south. We have a basic timer that's really pretty. Check this thing out. There you go. It's like a regular stopwatch with digital. And there's your straight-on digital. So you get to play with either mode. And you got a countdown timer where you can choose the minutes that you want it to count down up to 1 hour. Then you find your mobile, which is just basically find your phone. Once you're tethered, you've got that there too. And then finally in settings. Now, settings is fun. Watch face, we have a few different ones to choose from. That's one that I downloaded from the server through the app. These two are stock faces that come with it. And this is one that you can put in here that gives you the weather, and you can actually change all of these characteristics by holding and going into here. And if you don't want to see your all-day heart rate here, you can change that to a weather forecast, for example. So there you go. You have your weather and your forecast. Or, as you saw, you could have notifications. All of those are available. We'll show you some of the other watch faces. Here's the analog version that you can have your schedule down here. And again, change these different things just by touching and holding and going into the settings. And then this is the one I've got on here for today, just because I really like large digits, white time against a black background makes it really easy to see outdoors. We'll cover more of these when we get to the app. So we have gone through everything here, and I think we've covered everything here. That loops around, and we've played with the flashlight and the lock the screen, and now we can talk about the button, which is programmable from the app. And when you long press whichever one you decide you want, well, I guess you got to be back on time. Press and hold, it'll switch to it, and I chose heart rate. It could be compass. You'll see a few different things. So the long press will do that. And to turn it off, it was a real pain. But a good thing that you study it and learn. What I had to do was go into the settings, into the system, where you have about and reboot, and there is shutdown. Or you could do a factory reset. So hitting shutdown turned it off so that I could turn it back on and show you it booting up. Now let's take a look at the app. Now this is the AMAZFIT app. I've already downloaded it. I already set up an account for it, and I've gone through the process of tethering it, and it is selected for this watch. And one thing about AMAZFIT, if this is your only AMAZFIT watch, you're fine. But if you have more than one, you really can only have one active at a time. I forgot to show you the system stuff. Let me take you down into all of this, down to the bottom again, into the settings, because there's some really cool things. First of all, watch face. We talked about that. I can come in here and select from here, or you can long press to bring up whichever watch face that you want. However, if you go to the next thing, screen auto off, this is how long it will remain on before it turns off. You can set it as low as 5 seconds or as much as 15, and it'll tell you that the longer you have it, the lower your battery will go faster. But yeah, it's a trade-off, and for me, I like to leave it as a long time, especially doing reviews. You have the press and hold, and this is what I was saying. You press and hold here. I set it for heart rate, but you can set it to give you your status or any of these other activities with one press. And I'm not sure why it keeps jumping back on me. I guess if I tiny movement of my finger left or right, it'll do that. Count up, count down timers, music players, find your mobile, or just disable the button so long press does nothing. You cannot set it to be an off button, though, that press and hold turns it off. And unfortunately, and this is just my little pet peeve, I'd love to see a way to go into settings or to at least turn the watch off from up here, you know, if you really want to turn it off. But I presume they're expecting you never to have to turn it off, which is cool. Just something different, got to get used to. Beyond this one then is this, the always on display. Right now it's turned off, but I can say digital dial, and when the standby mode is open, the screen will always display the dial, which will seriously reduce the battery life, they claim. We're going to do that, and I'm going to come back here and change my off time to 5 seconds. Basically, there we go. There's the actual watch face. There I turned it off, and instead of it going off, it's here. Now if I turned it on and allow it to just time out naturally, it goes to a dimmer thing really quick, and boom, now it's on that dim display. Well, it's not a transflective or reflective screen like I thought it would be. You can see it barely, a little better without it, because there is a little bit of backlight there. Yeah, okay. Well, you have the digital time on there, but it's very soft to try to give you as much battery life as possible. And of course it comes back, and then when it times out, it'll go to whatever setting you set, which in this case, we set it for digital. So let's see what the other one is. Settings, always on display, pointer dial. And here it is on, and we let it time out. Dimming, and there you go. It's an analog display. Wow. There's full brightness when you just cycle it on and off. Your hands and date with the day of the week, and your step count in really, really tiny digits there, but normally it's going to be in this dimmed mode when it's in that condition. And that's pretty much what I wanted to show you in the rest of the settings. The always on display, and then in the system itself, again, you can go into About, which tells you your firmware version. That's what you're going to look for in case there's any updates to the watch. About, regulations, reboot, and you can do a factory reset. You can see that the app is now downloading to the watch the latest GPS coordinates for the satellites, which will help the watch to acquire GPS quicker. And I got to tell you, when you wear this thing and go out to do an activity and you're under clear skies, it's going to work really well. You see here that when I press and hold, well, come here, press and hold, I've got the basic watch faces. Oh, and it kept the one that I downloaded. That's nice. Now that it's done here, I'm going to go into watch face settings, because this is what I wanted to show you, and I could only do it if the watch is connected. There. All right. Look at this library of watch faces. There's all kinds in here. This is the one I'm using right now. But you have analog faces, digital faces. A great library. It's a nice bright one if you like. Analog. And more as they continue to load. These are all little thumbnails, and of course they'll appear big on the watch. You've got some caricatures on here as well. You got some nighttime red ones all the way down to the bottom. So let's go back up here to that relatively bright analog one. And you get to this point, shows you the size, and say sync with the watch. I've been curious about this myself on whether or not when you put the watch face in, if it can add to the ones you've already downloaded, or whether it wipes that out and you can only put one face in. So we'll see what this one does. Okay, it says synced successfully here, and now we've got that watch face. And when it lights up, hello? We have a conflict between the twist and turn and the pressing of the button. You see the watch face there. If I press and hold it now, there it is. Aha, and there are the other two. So, in the memory of this watch, there's just enough to hold one watch face. You have a choice of all these faces, one at a time. In other words, you can't load your 5 favorite ones in here and switch between them while you're out jogging. You can't have the bright white one at night so you can see and use it as a little flashlight and then switch to a darker one when you go to the movie theater. You have to have your phone and you have to download it over here. When you go to the settings where it says watch faces, it's not connecting you to the internet to download them like on an Android watch would. You literally have to tether to the Amazfit app, come into the watch faces section in order to get that. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of the details of all of the elements in the AMAZFIT app. We've covered that in many other reviews, but there are a couple of things I'd like to point out here too for you. Right down here is the heart rate detection. This is something interesting. They have a detection method that you can set up that does automatic heart rate detection and sleep assistant, but each of these is going to have a hit on your battery. But if that doesn't bother you, or you can charge it more frequently, and still it's a long battery life even with this stuff turned on, you'll get more data from your watch if you activate these kind of things. You can turn it off. It'll send that signal to the watch if you want to. You have all these other aspects of it. And the other thing, finally, is the watch display settings. These are all the different things when you scroll through. Remember, we scroll up and you see all kinds of stuff. Well, it's really cool because you can put what's important to you at the very top. So scroll up, hit workouts or pi, or heart rate, whatever you like, including settings. So you can hide some of these items that you don't need. You can reorder them the way you want to, and you can hit save. And that's pretty much it. So that's it. It's a pretty nice Apple-looking little fitness watch. Lots of capabilities, and it comes to us from GearBest. It's holiday shopping time, so check the show notes down below for a link to get you the best price you can, and using our link helps support us here at this channel. You've been watching Smartwatch Tics. Have a great holiday season, and we'll see you again soon.